Wanna give your manga's dialogue that extra punch? The secret is speech bubbles. Just think. Speech bubbles are what give your characters a voice. They add context, convey emotions, and guide the flow of a page. You can also use them to add important information that art alone can't express. Speech bubbles might just seem like a small detail, but the wrong placement can change the flow or even context of an entire manga page. In this video, we'll explore the different kinds of speech bubbles and how you can use them to level up your manga storytelling. We've gathered these insights after working with pro-Japanese mangakas and published artists with over 50 years of combined experience. We've also helped over 400 beginner mangakas who have gone on to join manga contests and self-publish their works online. Make sure to stick around until the very end because we'll also reveal the top 3 mistakes that beginner mangakas make when it comes to speech bubbles and how you can avoid it. Have you been struggling to create your own manga for years? If you said yes, then we invite you to apply to our online one-shot manga drawing program. This is your chance to learn directly from pro-Japanese mangakas and published manga artists through weekly live Zoom training sessions. They'll act as your editors and give you insider advice on what the manga industry is really like. Learn more about our online one-shot manga drawing program by going to learntodrawmanga.com. We've also put the link in the description. Manga is all about using visual imagery to tell stories, just like movies. But unlike movies, there's no sound to tell us where the dialogue is coming from and who's really speaking. That's where speech bubbles come in. In Japanese, they're called fukidashi. They visually represent dialogue and thoughts. They support the narrative of your manga, providing more context and information that elevates the impact of your scene. Not only that, they can also be used to guide your reader's eyes throughout the page. And most importantly, they give our characters a voice, even if we can't hear them. It's not just about the words they speak. The way you present dialogue adds emotion and intensity. Take a look at this panel. Luffy stands tall, shouting his dream to the world. The art, action lines, and words work together to create energy and passion. But there is actually one small change you can make to create an even bigger impact in this scene. Check this out. A simple change to the size and shape of speech bubbles can make a huge difference. You can also use speech bubbles to show the loudness or softness of a character's voice. You can also use them to emphasize your character's emotions. Now, let's break down the different kinds of speech bubbles. You probably already know the standard round speech bubble, but did you know that there are 2 variations to this? First, you have the multiple speech bubbles that are made up of 2 or more parts. You can use this for monologues or long dialogue. It makes it easier for readers to digest long sentences when they're broken down like this. It gives a sense of pacing and rhythm. The gap between each part indicates a pause or break in the dialogue. You can also use those pauses to hint at a character's emotions. For example, you could use it to show shyness or uncertainty. It may also be a character taking a moment to gather their thoughts, like how Denji from Chainsaw Man does it in this panel. The second variation of the standard round speech bubble is the inward tail speech bubble. It kind of resembles a lily pad. You can use it to represent dialogue from a character who isn't currently on screen. The tail should point towards the general area where the off-screen character is, even if we can't see them. Now, let's take a look at other common speech bubbles, starting with the jagged speech bubble. Its jagged outline gives it an explosive look. You can use this style to indicate a character's loudness or yelling. You can also make the lines thicker and the spikes larger to emphasize the intensity of your character's emotion. Or you can dial down the jagged lines and pair it with a display font, like in this panel from Kaiju number 8. Now, this speech bubble represents announcements on a loudspeaker or electronic device. Next, let's talk about the wavy speech bubble. It represents a character with a weak or wobbling voice. Mangakas use it to convey fear, uneasiness, or hesitation, like a timid character who's struggling to speak. You can also use it to create a dramatic effect when characters are weak and close to fainting. Next, the cloud speech bubble. It gives off a softer and more whimsical feel. It's perfect for conveying positive emotions like laughter, happiness, and excitement. Next, the dashed line bubble. It represents whispers. If characters are whispering or gossiping about someone behind their back, or sharing secrets with each other, this is your go-to. Thought bubble. You can use this to share your character's inner thoughts. The main shape for the text can be round or cloud-like, or even hexagonal. What sets the thought bubbles apart are the circular tails. That's how you know the words aren't being said out loud. Beta flash bubble. Mangakas often use a beta flash as a background element, but it can also serve as a thought bubble. You can use this to represent a character's inner thoughts, especially when they come as a sudden realization or when they're expressing intense shock or surprise. Negative bubble. It's a variation of the speech bubble with opposite colors, a white outline and black fill. Mangakas use these speech bubbles to represent dialogue with intense negative emotion, like something sinister and menacing. Caption. This is a rectangular box that appears on a page without a tail. It can serve two main purposes, as the character's internal monologue, narrating over the scene, or as the omniscient narrator who provides a third-person view of the story's events. It's great for explaining background information or adding context to a scene. A variation of a caption is to just simply add the text itself, without a bubble or rectangle. Just use floating text. You can use it for internal monologue or commentaries over the scene. It can also be a small comment a character makes during a conversation. Mangakas usually outline the text with white so it stands out from the background. If you want to give a commentary on a scene without having speech bubbles clutter up the panel, then floating text is a great option. It helps your scene feel more open and vast. Mangakas get creative with speech bubbles, mixing and matching different styles for added impact. For example, a multi-bubble can combine a jagged speech bubble with a cloud speech bubble to show a slight change in tone. Or you can draw captions in a style that suits your manga, like in this panel from One Piece. The next time you read your favorite manga, take a closer look at how the speech bubbles enhance the storytelling. There's an interesting difference between speech bubbles in Western comics and Japanese manga. Compare these two samples. Is there anything you notice? Let us know in the comments. Speech bubbles in Western comics tend to take more space horizontally, while in manga, it tends to take more space vertically. Do you know why? It's because text in Japanese manga is read top to bottom and then right to left. If they need to put more text in the speech bubbles, then they tend to go longer vertically. Whereas in English, we first read left to right and then top to bottom. If we need more text, it goes longer horizontally first. Before you start playing around with speech bubbles in your own manga, you need to know some basic rules for dialogue. We asked our pro mangaka mentor, Naoyazawa, about the most common mistakes beginners make with speech bubbles. Here's her top 3. Mistake number 1. Beginners make their speech bubbles too small and cramped. Here's a page from our student Cherise's manga. It's an intense wrestling match between two wrestlers, complete with a sports announcer commentating on the side. But the speech bubbles are way too small. We can barely make out what the character is saying without squinting our eyes. Not only are the speech bubbles too small, their placement is also awkward. They're covering one of the wrestlers, making the panel look cramped. It's hard to focus on what's happening in the scene when the speech bubbles are getting in the way. To make room for bigger and easier to read speech bubbles, we need to rethink where we're placing them. Our manga coaches suggested overlapping the speech bubbles over the gutters, the space between the panels. This not only gives us space for our speech bubbles, but it also adds a sense of continuity between the panels. Mistake number 2, too much text. We've said this on our channel before. Show, don't tell. One of the things that makes manga unique is how mangakas use their illustrations to tell their story and let readers know what's going on. It's very different from Western comics that use a lot of exposition. We've especially noticed that beginner mangakas who create a lot of backstory, lore, and power systems for their manga feel like they have to explain everything that's going on, and it becomes a little bit too much. Here's a page from our student Eduardo's manga called Cobra the Kid. This was his first draft. Can you see how much exposition he used? It's a bit overwhelming. After getting feedback from Yazawa-sensei, he was able to clean up the narration, break up his paragraphs, and shorten some of the speech bubbles. Now, the page looks way more balanced. Mistake number 3, confusing flow. Your reader's eyes have to flow naturally across your illustrations and dialogue. To achieve this, your speech bubbles have to be read in a certain order. Mangakas follow 2 general rules. First, we start by looking at the topmost speech bubble in a panel and then moving down from there. If there are multiple speech bubbles in a single panel, we read from right to left while following the first rule. Let's see how we can apply this to our student Jitrapon's manga. This manga follows the story of a couple, Nodoka and Tadashi. The speech bubbles generally flow well with the story, except for a few issues. In the first panel, we find out Tadashi is leaving to study abroad. However, the placement of the caption on the upper left side of the page confuses the reading order. Some people might try to read that caption first. Some people might read Tadashi's dialogue first. An easy fix is to just move the caption to the upper right side of the page. This way, we'll see the information about Tadashi leaving to study abroad first. It sets the stage for the rest of the dialogue. Then, Nodoka and Tadashi's conversation can flow normally without the caption getting in the way. We hope you avoid these top 3 beginner mistakes and learn to use the different manga speech bubbles properly. If you enjoy learning about these manga making techniques and you want to learn more, like how to draw, how to write, how to storyboard and panel to create your first published one-shot manga, then we invite you to apply to our online one-shot manga drawing program. You'll learn directly from pro mangakas through weekly live Zoom training sessions. We'll create a custom manga training plan based on your current skills and goals. If you want to learn more, just visit learntodrawmanga.com. We'll also put a link in the description. In the meantime, you can check out how to add special effects in your manga by watching this video.